with some of the stuff that's going on with the long-range plan, it seems like this might be a good time to increase that a little bit. So we might be looking at increasing the amount that we apply for, more like 45,000 ballpark. So obviously what that would mean is that there would be an increase in the local match. So, before we just go ahead and do something like that, we'd like to kind of set up a separate meeting. So Mayor, maybe if I could work with you and we can kind of get some of the budget people who make the budgeting decisions together to just to double check on that, to make sure that, what we're applying for is something that is not going to be an issue for you guys. It's not going to be unexpected, that sort of thing. I do also want to mention that the amount we apply for will be a cap. So if we spend more time working on it, then there is funding. You guys will not be on the hook for that. You will know the maximum amount that you will potentially be paying us for.
So what budget year would we be talking about? So if the SERP grant that it says for fiscal year 2024. Thanks. And I just read.
Is this something the county pays? Because I don't ever remember writing a check to anybody. The county
in the
pays
past,
it.
We've gone through the county auditor.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure of how the internal mechanics work. That I don't know, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to make sure to meet, because again, if I'm kind of,
I don't remember ever writing a check for anything like that. Yeah. So, but the county, rightly so. We'll just keep that way, honey.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just wanted to, before I, start changing amounts and going off on my own, again, I just want to make sure that, we're being transparent about the process, especially since it involves local money.
That's why the county council should be here.
Yeah.
The member that never comes.
But it's relatively a small amount.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. So then our next agenda item 2D, is the 18-month letting list. So we only have one more project on the list for this calendar year. That's coming up on a December letting. It's on State Road 75 over Wildcat Creek. It's a bridge replacement project. Most of the projects on this list are bridge replacement projects. There are a few projects that will be letting in January and then some in February. And then there's one that's listed as NL in the far left column. So we're not quite sure what happened with this project. It's one that had been previously listed. So we don't know if this got kind of rebundled with another set of projects, which can happen sometimes with NDOT projects, or if it got, moved back and got kind of lowered on the priority list, so it might just be in a different fiscal year that's outside of this 18-month window that we report on. We're not quite sure why that got removed, but it didn't show up in the list when we did our query that we do. I did just want to point that out, so I don't know if anybody's heard anything about that, but that is something that we're kind of keeping a lookout for. And then other than that, that project would actually be the last one that would let in fiscal year 23. After that, there's the typical gap that we see after March, getting into July would be then the next slide. Again, a bridge project, structural bridge project. Actually, that's a road project. Yeah, asphalt project, so road. Looking for a column there. But yeah, so then that'll start fiscal year 20. Like things are in pretty good shape for the most part. Was there anything on here that you guys have questions about that you want me to follow up with our NDOT reps on? Or?
Obviously, we're still hoping to have a meeting next week about the letting on the project that relates to that letting on August 9th. The bridge replacement over Deer Creek on Old State Road 25.
Okay, well, hearing no questions, then that would be the last item we have under other business. I did want to mention on the second page of the packet there, we do have the meeting dates listed for 2023. So our first one will be February 14th. So that will be our next meeting. Are there any other questions or items the committee would like to bring up for discussion at this time?
I don't know that we can officially adjourn since we just have to stay here forever.
Well, I guess then, since we can't take official action, we can just informally end the stream. Thank you all for coming today. We would also like to say thank you for your years of service. We appreciate having you and we miss you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
Do you have one more year?
Yep, a year and 1.5 months.
I do too. My term is really one more year, and I just am done. I just hit that wall, and I'm like, it's time. So